Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to share today, know God by knowing through parents. If we ask ourselves, I'm sure you have heard so many times that if we want to really know God, first we have to have mind and body unity. Yeah. So I will read the main points here from True Father. Our mind and body can become completely one through the power of God's love. People would know love without being taught.
没有整医院啦，整医院啦。
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So in this sense, once we are originally, if man have not fallen, uniting completely with the heart of God means that we will know God and we will know God's love. And then automatically our mind and body will become one. This is the original cause that if Adam and Eve are united in heart with God, then their mind and body will automatically be united and they will know love and they don't need any kind of education whatsoever. So if this is the understanding, we have to understand that there are many important understanding that we have to change, especially understanding that, well, we come to God through the word, and then from the word, we come back to God, knowing God, So that is through restoration process, yeah? But originally, if Adam and Eve had united in heart with God, they would know God's love and know God, and mind and body will be united, and there's nothing that needs to be taught. God's word would not be necessary. They would know in their hearts. Let's move on. However, there's many verses that we seem to understand that we have to bring our mind and body unity first before God can be with us. When your mind and body become one, God will be with you. This is the fundamental principle. Therefore, God is with the person who has established mind and body unity. Then his or her body becomes God's temple. The highest human aspiration is to abide in the place of love, the world of heart. So, from here, we can see that from the principal perspective, if we talk about after the fall, how do we come to know God? We have to bring our mind and body to unite. Okay, that is through the course of restoration. So in this sense, divine principle presentations that we have heard before is centering on this understanding that only when we can bring our mind and body to unite, then we can know God. Then God can reside in our heart, can dwell in our heart. Yeah. So this is also from Father's word. When I put myself at a 0 point and completely deny myself at that point, my mind and body can achieve perfect unity. So much emphasis on selflessness. Okay, selfishness is the cause of our separation from God. And if we become selfless, we deny ourselves, self-denial, then we can bring our mind and body to unite, and then we can come to know God. That is, for many, many years as a member, as a leader, that has been the guidance that we receive and have given to members all these years. Correct? So it is shocking, therefore, when we talk about, there are other verses that also explain that when you have attained oneness in true love, then mind and body unity refers to the state in which the physical self resonates in harmony with the conscience. In that state, you do not need any moral education. Once you find that center in yourself, you will know everything without being taught. Now, let's look at the four-position foundation that we are so familiar with. But we never talk about, we talk about mind and body unity in order to bring about unity with God. But actually, how about the give and take between our mind and God? That is the conscience. Original conscience here, as explained by Dr. Young, many times when Father used the word conscience, true Father is talking about original mind. So when our original mind unite with God, mind and body will be united. So this unity with God comes first, and mind and body unity comes second. Yeah. So in this sense, God can also dwell in the body. Can you see here? Resides in the body. So first is actually we need to unite with God. But because of the fall, we enter into the realm of the fallen heart, Satan's heart. And we have to move to the realm of God's heart. But now that we are living in the era where we have our true parents, and we are living at a time where true parents have proclaimed that God can dwell in us, it's a different era altogether. That means we are going back to the original understanding that it is unity in heart with God that brings about mind and body unity. This makes it very, very, I don't know whether it's difficult understanding, but it is the original understanding if man have not fallen. This is the what should have taken place at the time of Adam and Eve. So it's unity of heart. But Adam and Eve choose not to unite with God, but united with the archangel. That was the fundamental cause of the fall. Yeah. So that disunity came because they united with the wrong person. Instead of uniting with God, they united with the archangel. That's the understanding of how the fall took place, from the understanding of unity of heart. Yeah. Let's move on. Now, with this understanding, how can we then know God? Well, let's consider Jesus. And True Mother emphasized so much that we need to understand the essence of Heavenly Parent and the essence of Jesus, Jesus Christ. And Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Now, from those people who are embracing a different religion, this statement is very problematic for those who are Buddhists, Taoists, Muslim. Muslims probably will not have any issue with this, probably, because the second coming of for them is Jesus coming back. Okay. But other religious people will have tremendous difficulty. But this is not to antagonize other religious faith. Jesus is saying a factual statement that it is only through a person like him, who is the only begotten Son, that we can reconnect back to God, that God can dwell in us through Jesus, okay, as the only begotten Son of God. So in the same way, if you understand what in what sense Jesus' position is, an essence of Jesus Christ, then this statement becomes very straightforward. You cannot find in your mind the origin for the unity of mind and body. First, your mind needs to be in the object position to Christ. This is from Dr. Kambachi's lecture, okay? And this statement means that it is through someone born like Jesus, who is the only begotten Son, that we can then, if uniting in heart with Jesus, can bring this unity of mind and body. Yeah. What about true parents now? Now, if true parents has a status as the only begotten son and the only begotten daughter, and they not only have individual perfection, but also establish family, you know, and receive the blessing from God in terms of holy marriage, a holy marriage blessing, then it makes more sense that if we unite with true parents, we can bring our mind and body as one. Yeah. So this is another verse that I've taken from Dr. Kumbachi's lecture, where you are absolutely one with true parents, is the place where your mind and body becomes one. That means you can bring this unity with our true parents. Mind and body can be united, just like originally God, if we have united with God, Heavenly Parent, then mind and body unity will come. So in the same way, since true parents are the dwelling of God, you know, by uniting with true parents, by being one with true parents, we can bring our mind and body unity. So how do we become one with true parents? How do we come to know true parents? Knowing true parents means we have to really feel their heart. We have to be filial towards them. But how do we become filial towards true parents then? We have to begin to understand our true parents' heart. Yeah. And I believe that the memoir reveals a lot about true mother's heart. And by uniting with true mother, it means we are inheriting true mother's victory. Yeah. And this is a very important understanding that, you know, if we can read True Mother's memoir and our hearts can be open, we can see that True Mother has accomplished so much, but not only uniting with that victory of True Mother, but also feeling her heart, experiencing that heart that she has as she gained this victory, you know. So I shed sweat and tears trying to open hearts and connect people as one family. I pioneer a path no woman has ever walked and embrace the world's people in the most precipitous places. My forgiveness and embrace have moved enemies to tears. So who could have done this? Nobody. Nobody. To even for enemies to even shed tears. Wow, that's pretty amazing, isn't it? So this victory is a victory, that we can inherit if we can, you know, unite in heart with our true mother. We can inherit this victory, and this is the amazing victory that we can inherit. Just as true mother always say when we go to Chongqing, pray to true father. Because true father is present at Chongqing. In the 7 days workshop, just concluded the Japanese workshop, there was one brother who testified that he saw true parents, true father, a number of times in Chongqing. He also saw the Mr. Inose, the previous leader of Kodan, next to him. He was seated next to him, So those who have eyes to see will be able to see that true father is really working very hard in the spirit world to connect with us, to help us, to gain victory. Just as true father revealed to true mother the three golden keys that she then later on interpreted as the three leaders in Africa. But the three golden keys, the dream was given to Dr. Yun, from true father. So in many ways, we have to understand that this is the amazing victory if we can inherit by uniting in heart with true mother, feeling the heart of true mother of what she has gone through, how much tears she has shed, an amazing victory she has gained. Yeah. So not only we should inherit true mother's victory, we should inherit true mother's heart. So I read this again from the door of no return, holding on to the frame of the door of no return in Dhaka, in Gori Island, which is Senegal. I shed tears along with the mayor of Gori and everyone present as I pray for Africa to be free from the pain and resentment caused by slavery. So much resentment. And yet, True Mother liberated all these resentment, because of the way that the slaves were, treated, I forever broke the immiserable chains of Africa oppression. So such heart of love, for the most difficult people that went through such terrible suffering, True Mother can liberate them, liberate the slaves who have this kind of resentment. So, don't you think if we inherit True Mother's heart, we should also be able to liberate ourselves from whatever resentment that we may have? Whether historical resentment between races, or historical resentment between husband and wife, parents and children. Yeah, we can inherit this amazing True Mother's heart and victory if we just, can feel for True Mother's heart. Now, this is the blessing that has Prophet Radebe has said this: the rain falling like waterfall in South Africa during the blessing symbolize heaven's tears of joy. The rain wash away God's pain over Africa's misery. This is from Prophet Radebe. He can feel God's heart, especially giving such amazing importance to the blessing that True Mother was giving at that time in South Africa. So even True Mother said, I was so moved by Prophet Radebe's testimony during his welcoming address. So such heart a person like Prophet Radebe has, you know, he can feel the heart of God because he's totally united with the heart of our true mother. Yeah. So this is something that we can, he can feel God's tears of joy. The rain that came was like tears of joy. And he also said this, True Mother said this, we must know that the blessing officiated today by the only begotten daughter, the True Mother, is humanity's long-awaited dream of 6,000 years and the wish of our Heavenly Parent. So whatever she does is to fulfill this dream and wish of Heavenly Parent. And as I utter these words, I wept because she felt how God's heart was liberated because of the blessing she gave, to all those attending at the blessing in South Africa. The hearts of all those in attendance felt those tears. So opening our hearts to feel what True Mother feels is like opening the heart of God, knowing God by knowing True Mother and True Father. Many of the insights I receive at Chongshimwan that I'm able to deliver, I believe came from True Father because I have such a love for True Father's words, from 2015 onwards, I started sharing True Father's words. And for me is that this reveals, True Father's heart. And I can feel that, and I can feel God's heart in the process. Yeah. So and this is the heart that true parents have for Jardim, the new Garden of Eden. Very, very hard work. And many of the golden years of true parents' life is in Jardim. Very difficult. It is the original, forest there that true parents went to clear because that is the new Garden of Eden in Jardim. It pains me now, for much remains to be completed. And this is, again, through Mother's words, that land is soaked with my husband and my tears and sweat. So there are second generation that volunteer as a couple to go to the New Hope Farm in Jardim, the Leda, because they want to experience this tears and sweat that true parents, gave to, the New Hope Farm. So in that sense, it's truly significant, even though it's in the midst of the, virgin jungle, and yet now they clear it, and young couples would want to go there, volunteer, because they want to feel true parents' heart, that they have so much investment they put. Yeah. Now this is Revelation 21, from verses 1 to 21. Now I saw a new heaven and new earth. So I really feel that new heaven and new earth, what does it symbolize? It symbolizes true parents, you know. True parents, new earth are the people who receive the blessing. They are true parents' children. Yeah. And he will dwell with them. God will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. God himself will be with them and be their God. And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. There shall be no more pain, for the former things have passed away. This is such an amazing time that we are living in, you know, that God will wipe away all our tears, because true parents are taking full responsibility to wipe away our tears. So God has now fully, dwelling in true parents, and already with the Chong Sanctum Declaration and Chong Wangun Declaration, two mothers said, God can reside in our hearts now. As long as we are not against true parents, even total stranger who have nothing against true parents, God can dwell in their hearts when they come to Chong Sanctum, when they come to Chong Simwan. They do not know what they are experiencing, though, but they can shed tears and feel God's amazing heart. This is amazing victory that we have gained. But many of us have all kinds of concepts about who true father is, true mother is, from the past, about divine principle and all that. And we go against our true father. We judge our true father, judge our true mother. When I listen to Godible on the Ocean Church, there's so many things that true father spoke about, of expanding, the ocean business, as training, as education. But so few people could unite with true father. I don't see that and judge true father as a person of failure. He gave everything. I could understand in his heart how difficult it was for him to move the hearts of the UTS graduates so that they can see father's heart in terms of the ocean being the way to bring God's heart to the young people, not failure. So we really have to unite with true father's heart and true mother's heart at this time. And by knowing true parents, we can know God. And God will wipe away all our tears. Thank you very much.